Good morning, student. This is the sixth lecture of your transport phenomena class. So today we will discuss another industrial problem which are having also very important in industry. So now we will start the problem uh, which are having some industrial uh, benefit, which is an upward moving belt. Okay, so which is an upward moving belt. So let's say this is a belt which rises initially. This is the belt which rises initially, and this belt is immersed in a liquid. Okay. So initially the belt is in stationary condition, but some after some time the belt starts to move upwards with the velocity, upwards with the velocity with u0. Okay. So this belt after some times will start to move with velocity u0. Now when you provide sufficient time, it reaches at steady state. When you provide some sufficient time to move upward that belt, so after some time it reaches at a steady state. So and the belt is going to have a thin film of liquid, and the belt is going to have a thin film of liquid as it is moving upward direction with velocity u0. Now let's say the in x direction, which is perpendicular to the direction of flow, the x direction, this is the x direction which is perpendicular to the direction of flow. The direction, the y direction is along the flow, and sometime when it reaches steady state, when it reaches steady state, the thickness of the film is constant. The thickness of the film is constant, and which is equals to h. Okay. Now you can see that you have Vy, you have Vy here, and Vy is not equals to 0. However, Vx is equals to 0. Okay, so Vy, the velocity at y direction, is not equals to 0. However, velocity at x direction is 0. So there is no pressure gradient which is acting in this case. Only a force which is acting is gravity. Only a force which is acting is gravity. So the belt starts to move upward, and it will carry a thin film of liquid along with it. Okay, but the gravity would like to drain the liquid. Okay, now this belt, whatever the liquid is attached with the belt, is trying to move upward. Attached with this belt, that liquid, it is also moving upward, but as there is no pressure gradient, only the gravity force is acting on it. So the gravity will try to pull down that liquid which is attached with the belt. So what are the assumptions we should take? First one assumptions we need to take, that is the steady state conditions. Okay, and second we need to take the laminar flow, because this one only valid for the laminar flow where the Reynolds number is nearly 800 or less than 800, and also the fluid has to be the incompressible fluid where the density is constant, and the velocity at y is not a function of y, and also the fluid should be the Newtonian, and no slip between the liquid and the solid surface of the wall. Okay, now this is the belt which is moving upward direction with velocity u0, and attached with this belt some fluid is stuck with this belt which is also moving upward with velocity u0, and as there is no pressure gradient is present over here, only the gravity force which is trying to pull down that liquid which is flowing upward attached with that belt. Okay, so velocity at y direction is not a function of y, but and also not a function of z, but the function of x only. Okay, now we are assuming a shell or the control volume in between this belt and uh, this liquid film. Means we are considering means a shell or the control volume in this film thickness, okay, which are having the thickness del x, which are having the thickness del x. Now we are considering this shell which will be look like this one, which are having this del x thickness and width, which are having this width and the length capital L. Okay, and z at equals to z equals to 0, the convective momentum will in, and at z equals to L, the convective momentum will out. Okay, so whatever the viscous force pulls the liquid up, and the gravity try to drain the liquid in the reverse direction. Okay, so whatever the liquid is flowing upward with this belt, this is due to the viscous force which pulls up the liquid, and gravity will do the pulling down, that the try to pull down that the liquid in the reverse direction of that liquid flow. Okay, now we have to think of a shell. In order to have that, we need to first identify what is the direction in which the velocity is varying. Now what is the direction in which the velocity is varying? Because whatever be that direction, that is going to be the smaller dimension of the control volume, so we can clearly see that the velocity vary with x, the velocity does not vary with y, and there is no vx in here. So in order to obtain the shell, if this is my shell and this is the liquid film, then my shell must be something which of thickness del x. So it could be any length capital L and any width y, which does not matter, because Vy is not a function of y and is not a function of z, it only the function of x. Okay, now we consider this shell which are having del x thickness, and on the left side I have the wall, and on the right side I have also the free surface. So some amount of momentum, which is convective momentum, will come in and convective momentum will go out. Okay, so there is two convective in and convective out, which must be equal to each other because of the assumptions. What means which one assumptions? The assumptions Vy is not a function of y, velocity at y is not a function of y. So whatever the convective momentum in both side, okay, it will be equal and opposite. So whatever the convective momentum in both side, it will be equal and opposite. So the convective part I don't need to write, since the velocities at these 2 points are equal, means at z equals to 0 and at z equals to L. So we need to take into the account the shear stress term. So we need to take the account only the shear stress term. So the convective momentum, we have W del x Vy into rho Vy. So W into del x, in that area that the convective momentum is taking place, the W into del x, so this W into del x, this area the convective momentum are taking place. So W into del x into Vy and multiply with the rho into Vy, we are getting the convective momentum in and the convective momentum out at z equals to 0 and at z equals to L. So as I have discussed that Vy is not a function of y and z, so the value of Vy at z equals to 0 must be equal to the value of Vy at z equals to L. So Vy does not vary with z, so So therefore two convective term will cancel each other. Only the term will have, that is the molecular transport of momentum due to the viscosity, or the conductive transport of momentum due to viscosity. So the conductive transport of momentum which is taking place in the side face of the control volume, which are having area L into W, which are having area L into W, in this area L into W. So in this area the conductive momentum in this area and the opposite side of this area are means the conductive or the molecular transport of momentum is taking place. So LW is the area and the tau xy is the force unit area, that is the shear stress term. Why we consider that the xy? Because xy y direction of motion taking place and y momentum get transported in x direction. So as we are having the shell thickness del x, so at x means at the first surface of that side surface of that control volume, we have the conductive momentum in at x, and out is at x plus del x. At x plus del x means this is x and this one is del x. So the out term, the conductive or the molecular transport of momentum which is out at x plus del x direction. Okay, so y is for the direction of motion which is taking place and y momentum get transported in x direction. Now this only the gravity force, as we mentioned that the no pressure force is acting on this case, so only the gravity force which is acting. So in order to obtain the gravity force, first we need to find out what is the volume of the liquid. What is the volume of the liquid which is contained in the control volume? Okay, so for finding out the gravity force, first we need to find the volume of the liquid which is contained the control volume. And what is the means the control volume and the gravity force, which is LW del x. LW del x is the volume multiplied with that density mass into the gravity. So we have the gravity force LW del x rho into g. Okay, now if we multiply with the density in order to put the gravity term, we get this gravitational force. But if you look at the coordinate system here, we must put a minus sign in this case. We put a minus sign in this case. Why? Here we can see the minus sign. Whenever we are writing that in the governing equation, rate of momentum in minus out plus summation of forces, so this, instead of this plus sign, we are considering here the minus sign. Why? Because the minus sign is for the g, since this g and y are oppositely directed. Okay, so the direction of g and the direction of y which is in opposite. Okay, so that is why we are considering here the minus sign. So the convective term, the cancel each other because of having the same convective mass. So LW, only the term will have the conductive or the molecular transport of momentum, which is LW tau xy at x minus LW tau xy at x plus del x, minus the gravity force, which is LW, the area, multiply with the del x, we can get the volume, and if you multiply with the density, volume with the density, we can get the mass, and this mass m into g is your the gravity force, which is summation of all these at steady state will be 0. Now we need to consider the boundary condition. Okay, so governing equation we get at steady state. Now for example, in this case of transport of momentum by convective flow, since the velocities are same at the bottom and at the top, the net contribution of the momentum, the only contribution is the viscous transport in and the viscous transport out, and the gravity which is acting on the reverse direction. So the algebraic sum of these equal to 0. Now next step is simply uh, we need to simply divide that the both side by del x, and take the limit at del x tends to 0. But before we take that, first we have to consider the boundary conditions. We need to take the appropriate boundary conditions. As we know, in the transport phenomena we have two boundary conditions. One is solid liquid interface and another is liquid air interface. So for this case, at x equals to 0, at x equals to 0 means the position at the wall where the liquid is attached with the belt. At x equals to 0 position, the liquid is attached with the belt, means the velocity of the fluid at y direction, which is equals to the velocity of the belt, which is u naught. So at x equals to 0, solid and liquid interface is at x equals to 0, vy is equals to 0, vy is equals to u naught, which is the belt velocity which is moving upward. So here we can see the at x, here the at x equals to 0. Okay, at x equals to 0, the velocity of the liquid which is attached with this belt is with the velocity of this belt, which is u naught. So at x equals to 0, velocity at y direction is u naught. Okay, so there is no relative velocity between the solid and liquid interface. So this is the condition of no slip boundary condition. Next is liquid air interface. That interface will come at beyond that film thickness. So first we have at x equals to 0 solid and liquid interface, then the liquid film, and beyond that the liquid film we have this liquid air interface, which is at x equals to h, where h is the film thickness. So at x equals to h, we have no shear stress, which is at tau xy, and that shear stress is 0, because there is no shear in between the liquid and gas interface at x equals to h. So we have these two boundary conditions at x equals to 0 and at x equals to h. Now whatever the equation we have got by taking the momentum balance at steady state, and then divide both side by del x and taking the limit at del x tends to 0, obviously cancel that the LW from both side, and what we get is ddx tau xy, which is equals to minus rho g. Okay, so these also lead to the definition of the first derivative, and the from difference equation able to obtain the differential equation. Okay, from this difference equation we able to obtain the differential equation. So we get, after taking the limit, we get this ddr tau xy, which is equals to minus rho g, and after integration by after integrating we get this tau xy, which is equals to minus rho gx plus c1. So c1 is your first integral constant, and now we have as we have this shear stress, so we need to take the boundary condition, which is no shear condition. So what is the no shear condition? At x equals to h, tau xy equals to 0. So at x equals to beyond the film thickness, the shear stress is 0. So the liquid air interface. So if we put that x equals to 0 over here, so we can get the value c1, which is the first integral constant, and it will come out as rho gh. Now we are considering it as a Newtonian fluid we are taking it as a assumption. So tau xy for a Newton fluid, tau xy is equals to minus mu dvy upon dx. Tau xy is equals to minus mu dvy upon dx. So putting this tau xy value over here, minus mu dvy dx, which is equals to minus rho gx plus that integral constant terms, the rho gh. Now again, after simplifying and integrating and taking the boundary conditions, that is the no slip conditions, because now we have this velocity term. As we have this velocity term, so we need to consider the solid liquid interface, so which is at x equals to 0. At x equals to 0, the velocity at y is equals to the u naught. So after simplifying and integrating and taking this appropriate no slip boundary condition, we have this velocity at y direction, which is equals to capital U naught minus rho g h square upon 2 mu into 2 into x upon h minus x upon h whole square. So we can see in this velocity term we have two different terms. One is the linear term and another is the quadratic term. Okay, one is the linear term and another is quadratic term. So at steady state, when the steady state is reached, with the condition that the velocity on the belt on the liquid side would be equal to the upward velocity of the belt, which is no slip at the liquid vapor interface. Okay, and the shear stress would be 0, and the shear stress would be 0. So no slip, no relative velocity at liquid, at the solid liquid interface, and no shear at the vapor liquid interface. So combination of these two would give a very clear and neat expression for the velocity, which is a function of operational parameter. Okay, which is a function of operational parameter, which is u naught, is a which is a functional property, and mu h, which dictates the condition of the value of vy, and as a function of x, and as a function of x. So in this example we can see the belt is pull the liquid up, but the gravity tries to drain the liquid, and at steady state the velocity on the belt on the liquid side, which is equal to the upward velocity of the belt, and which is no slip at the vapor liquid interface, that is the shear stress is 0. Now combination of these two would give us the velocity, which is a function of those operational parameters, which is u naught, which is the velocity of the belt, which is means that moving upward direction, and mu, the viscosity, and the h, the film thickness, which dictates the condition of the value of vy, the velocity at y direction, the viscosity and the film thickness. This is also having an important role in the conditions of the velocity of the fluid at y direction, and as a function of x also. Okay, so this is the example of a moving liquid with a moving belt which is flowing upward direction, and from this, by taking a momentum balance and considering the appropriate assumptions and the appropriate boundary conditions, we are able to get the exact velocity profile. Now we can see that we have two velocity profile here, the linear and the quadratic one. So easily we can find this momentum balance and the velocity profile. Okay, so next class we will solve more numericals, so that our means the how to take the momentum balance, and how to take the appropriate boundary conditions. So this idea needs to clear to everyone, so that every whatever the industrial problem we have in the practical situation, so that we can solve that one by using this momentum balance or by transport phenomena. Okay, thank you students.